Okay, guys, this is SGI for Wednesday, February 14th. Happy Valentine's Day. Today we are doing the exit ticket, your SGI quiz, instead of tomorrow because of the event that some of you guys are going to tomorrow. So let's take a look at the do now. I'm not going to review all of the do now today, but we will review the first few. All right, so the price of a bicycle is $145. The markup on bicycles is 20%, and the store is having a 20% off sale. What is the current retail price of the bicycle? Current retail price of a bicycle. Okay, and so what that means is that I have my original price plus my markup minus my discount. And less skilled math students might say, well, the final price is going to be 145 because you add 20% and then you take 20% away. But we know at this point that we actually have to find the price with the markup and then take out the sale. All right. So let's find the price with the markup. And just in case you forgot, a markup is when a store buys something to sell, they buy it at a lower price than they sell it so that they earn a profit. Okay, so we can assume that the store bought the bike for $145, then they did a 20% markup, which then would become their profit. Okay, so my original is 145. My percent markup is 20%. All right, I'm looking for my new price. And I'm going to go original times percent is equal to new. My original here is 145. I'm going to multiply that by 1.2. Okay, that's the 100% plus the 20%. And that's going to give me $174. Okay, so the shop sells this for $174, but oh, we have a 20% off sale. All right, so I have a new OPN. I have to use my new original, 174 minus 20% is going to equal my new sale price. And you know, I should have done that in a different color, but I'll do this part in a different color. So I have original times percent equals new. And in this case, I have 174. And since it's 20% off, I'm paying 80%. That's 0.8. 174 times 0.8 is going to give me 139.20. All right, so my cost here is 139.20. Take a few minutes, gentlemen, to make sure you have this on your paper. By a few minutes, I mean a few seconds. Okay. I'm going to go over number 3. After seeing that he used his phone for 282 minutes in December, Tommy's New Year's resolution is to spend fewer minutes on his phone. In the month of January, he used his phone 15% less than he did in December. In February, he used his phone 8% less than he did in January. But in March, he used his phone 5% more than he did. 5% more than he did in February. It looks like my mole got a little messed up here. Technical difficulties. How many more minutes did he spend on his phone in December than in March? Okay, guys, this is a bit of a doozy, okay, because I have December, I need to find January, I need to find February, I need to find March, and then I need to subtract March from December, okay? So let's start here. We'll make December red. All right, so I have December, we've got 282 minutes. And then in January, okay, I'm going to make an OPN. OPN. I have that 282 minutes. Okay, minus, in January, he used his phone, minus 15% to get my new. All right. So, and then, so let's find that out down here. I'm going to go original times percent equals new. So I'm going to say 282 times, since he took 15% off of that, that means he used it 85% as much. So I have my 282 times 85%, and I think that's going to give me like 220. Let me double check here. 282 times 0.85. Oh, I was wrong. 239.70. That's why I never rely on mental math. 239.70. Okay. So 239.70 is my January number. And I have to use that when finding my February number. So my new OPN for February is 239.7. All right. And my percent, he used his phone 8% less, minus 8% is going to equal to my new. Down here, I'm going to do my original times my percent is equal to my new. So that's my new original 239.7 times minus 8%. So that means he used it 0.92%. He used it 92%. Okay, and I'm going to get my 239.7 times 239.7 times 0.92. And that is going to give me 220.524. So we're going to call that 220.52. Okay, 220.52. All right. I wish I was done, but I'm not, because now I have to find March. We'll make it orange. Okay. So for March, I'm going to use this 220.57 OPN, or 52, sorry. And that's my new original 220.52. And then he used it 5% more plus 5% is going to equal the new. All right. So forgive me, I'm running out of room here. I'm going to do original times percent equals new. So I'm going to do 220.52 times 1.05, because I went up 5%. Okay. And that is going to give me 220.52 times 1.05, 231.56. 231.56. Now my question here is, how much more did he spend on his phone in December than in March? Okay, so if I were being lazy and I said, or not even lazy, just careless, I just kind of didn't read the question right, and I said, oh, I'm going to stop right here, 231.56, and I would pick C because it's really close, okay, but that's not going to help us. What I actually need to do is subtract March from December. So my December number was 282. I'm going to subtract from that my March number, which was 231.56. All right. So I'm going to go 282 minus 231.56. okay? And that gives me 50.44. Now, this was an approximation just because I rounded some of my things in the thousands place. So my answer here is going to be 50.45 more minutes. All right, so take a look. Make sure you have this. Forgive that my cubs up here got all messed up. And we're going to move on really quickly. I'm going to go over a few of the excellence. So teachers, if you haven't done excellence yet, you can pause here and do it. And if not, I'm going to go over one in each row. Okay, so let's take a look at this first row. And I'll go over the middle one here. Okay, so I have negative 0.6 times 4.89. I know right now that my answer is going to be negative, okay? And because I'm doing multiplication, because a negative times a positive is a negative, I like to just kind of put the number with more digits on top, okay? And then here I go 0.6. All right, so I have 6 times 9, which gives me 54. 54. Okay. 6 times 8, which is 48, plus 5 is 53. 6 times 4, which is 24, plus 5 is 29. All right. And I cannot forget that I have these 3 decimal points. 1, 2, 3. And so I bring it in 1, 2, 3. I have my decimal here. My answer is 2.934. Take a minute to make sure you have that. The key here is remembering that you bring your decimal points over in the answer as many times as you do in your problem. All right, and we'll just keep going right down the middle. Here I have, what did I do? What did I do? Miss Syed, you forgot to put the negative. Uh-oh. Gosh, that would have been a shame if I did all that work on a test and had forgotten to put the negative. So if Miss Syed can make that mistake, so can you, which is why we double check everything. Okay, cool. Now I have a negative times a negative here, which means my answer is going to be positive. And I'm going to go 3.5 times 2.1. Okay. And I'm going to go 1 times 5 is 5. 1 times 3 is 3. I'm not going to forget my little 0 here. 2 times 5 is 10. And 2 times 3 is 6, 7. All right, I add them. And I get 735. I have 1 decimal point place here, 1 decimal point place here, which is 2 down here. Boom. So my answer is 7.35, and that is positive. And we'll keep moving right down the middle. I have 15 times negative 2.1. I know my answer is going to be negative. I'll do it in green. Okay, so I'm going to go 15 times 2.1. I'm going to have 15 here. 0, 2 times 5 is 10. 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1 is 3. And I'm going to end up over here with negative 3. Sorry, negative, because I only have one place to go in. 315. 1 decimal point. So negative 31.5 is my final answer. And we'll continue down the middle. Let me quickly erase this. Huh. Sorry, guys, my eraser doesn't want to work. All right, let's do the last one here. Okay. So I have 100 times negative 0.015. Sorry, negative 100 times negative 0.015. And I know that that's going to be positive. And I'll change my color to blue. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and do 100 times 0.015. Yes, I do need to put that 0 there because that is going to count, okay, when I have to swipe over. But here's my trick here. Because I'm multiplying it by 100, if I'm multiplying anything by 100, I just move the decimal over twice. All right, so I'm going to end up with 1.5. All right, so let me show you that over here. I had negative 0.015. When I multiply it by 100, I move the decimal point over 2 places. Since it was negative 100, I'm left with a positive. My answer is 1.5. Okay, guys, I'm going to go over this data-driven practice example. And this is a problem that you guys might remember. I don't remember if it was from IA2 or IA3, but we did see this problem before. The price of an Apple stock has fluctuated significantly with the release of the iPhone 10. The table below shows the changes from a week in January. And so it's really important here that we note that this table shows the changes, not the price. It shows the price adjustment, which is how much it changed. So on January 2nd, it went up $1.45. January 3rd, up 78, up 42, down 98. So this is one of my negatives when the stock price went down. Up 4, okay, and then down 67 cents. On January 7th, the stock closed at a price of 145.20. What was the price of the Apple stock when it opened on the morning of January 2nd? Okay, so if I were to add a little thing here that said actual price, I've been given this. It is 145.2. Okay. Now I have 2 students who worked on this down here. And I have my error and my exemplar. And so let's just take a look at those for one moment. So student A said, okay, 145.20, and let's see what they did here. They said minus 0.67, plus 4, minus 98, plus 42, plus 78, plus 145. And that's weird to me because minus 67, plus 4, minus 98, plus 42, plus 78, plus 145. What happened here? Because looking at it originally, you might think, hey, that kid started at the end and worked up. But what they didn't do was they didn't realize that you have to use the opposite sign in order to get that right answer. So for example, I had 145.20. Since it had gone down 67%, if I'm going backwards, I need to add 67 cents, not percent, sorry. And then the day before it went up 4 cents. Since I'm going backwards, I need to subtract. Since it went down 98 cents, I need to add. So this student, and then so forth and so on, it went up 42 cents. So I'm subtracting up 78 cents and up 45 cents. So the thing that sort of threw this student on wasn't that they needed to start from January 7th and go backwards. It's that they needed to start back, from January 7th and go backwards using the opposite operation that was posted in the chart. So that's why we have our 144.16 as our correct answer. Okay, so when you work on this in your data-driven practice, make sure that if you encounter a problem like this, you really pay attention to where do I start from and where am I going? And based on where I'm going, do I need to use any inverse operations? So I'm going to leave you guys here. Good luck with your exit ticket. Please give 100% of your energy to this exit ticket because it is really important that we know exactly where you stand in math so we know how to help you. Have a wonderful day.